Going on? We are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world right now. Thanks for joining in. First, my name is Jalen Evans. I'm a professionally certified coach, and I'm here to talk to you about the elevation mindset mastery, a technique that I've created based upon years of coaching and also many, many hours of coaching clients that I've worked with that this has worked for. So first and foremost, I want to say that by the end of this training here today, you're going to get a few things. One, you're going to be able to get some information that you can take with you and implement today. Two, you're going to be able to identify and recognize where you have some opportunities and how you can make your life better by controlling the things that is coming into your mind, which is ultimately showing up in your behaviors, which are creating the life that you have. And you'll also have an opportunity to reach out to me if you have any extra questions or anything like that. So before I get started into introducing what this is, who I am, and how this has helped multiple people, I want to say that if you're in this training, then you're the type of person that wants better. You're the type of person that is seeking more money, more relationships, much more of living in your purpose, or any of the things that may be inside of those 3 points that I've mentioned. You want better. You know that it's time to get better because time is consistently moving forward. You're losing time every single day, and you only have one life to live. So why not make it the best life that you can make by creating and understanding what it is like to create wealth, to create relationships, and to create the life that you want, because it's possible. Regardless of what you may think, regardless of what you have been told or what you've been experiencing, your mind is trying to tell you that some things may not be possible. But I'm here to tell you that it is 100% is. I'm going to tell you about my story and tell you about my clients and all those things, all of those things, all of those things that are going to help you to elevate your mindset. So this is the A to Z method for removing limiting beliefs, imposter syndrome, and mental pitfalls for good, right? So we're looking to get rid of everything for good and not have these things that are stopping us from moving forward. So let's get into it. The number one thing you need to create a new mindset and better mental health is optimal self-awareness. Now, if you don't know what self-awareness is, it's very simple. It is the way that you are able to be conscious and know what you're thinking, when you're thinking it, what you're feeling when you're feeling it, and essentially how you're able to look at yourself and say, oh, that's why I did this action. This is why I did that action. Because the problem is a lot of us move on autopilot. We don't know why we do certain things. We don't know why we think certain things. So that is essentially controlling us. We're moving on autopilot. And if you want better, if you want to make more money, more relationships, or whatever it is that you're seeking, you have to know what you're thinking, what you're doing, what you're feeling at all times so you can control it. If you don't control it, then you're going to be stuck in that same place, moving in a zombie-like mode forever. So you have to be clear and know how you need to be self-aware of what's going on in your life. The next thing, if you're struggling right now, it's because you do not have self-awareness. Again, like I've mentioned already, a lot of the things that you're experiencing, you can change, but you're not self-aware enough to see the things that you need to change. You're moving in a space that is in autopilot, so you don't see the mistakes, you don't see the opportunities, you don't see the mental pitfalls that's in your life. So therefore, you're struggling. You're having a hard time. However, if you're in this training, I know that you're ready to make a change. I know that you're ready to make a difference. But I just wanted to point that out, that a lot of the time that we have opportunities is because we don't know what we're doing. We don't know that we have a problem or an opportunity there for us. And last but not least, if you are wanting to execute on a goal or pursue purpose, you need more self-awareness. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've worked with clients that don't necessarily know what they want to do in life, or they don't know why they're not confident, or why they have self-doubt, or why they have fear, or why they're not getting opportunities. It's because you're not self-aware. It's because You don't know. It's because you don't know why you're pursuing. You don't know why you're doing certain things. So therefore, you can't change it. You can't think about new goals. You can't think about things that you want in your life. I know you're tired of that. I know that you are tired of being the person that doesn't know what you want to do in life. You don't know why you're fearful. You don't know why you have doubt. You don't know why you can't, let's just say, post on social media, for example. You don't know why you can't take the risk. It's because you're not self-aware and you don't know what's inside. You don't know what's holding you back. However, like I said, key, we're going to talk about that. We're going to get clear on that. I'm going to tell you what this can look like for you. Part of telling you what this looks like for you is, again, because you right now are likely letting your brain control the way that you operate, and you don't have the self-awareness enough to notice that. I know I'm harping on self-awareness a lot, but that is the first step, is becoming aware enough to see where your brain is controlling you. Your brain is likely telling you that you can't do something, or you can't make more money, or you can't pursue this career because you're not good enough, or you don't have the confidence, or you, whatever, insert here. And you know what that is that I'm talking about, and only you know what that is. So you have to be able to recognize and dive in, and likely you can't right now, and that's okay. But that's where I'm coming in right now with this training to talk about what these things could be for you and why they're showing up. If you finally want to achieve your goals and live into your potential, then you need self-awareness. If you want to be able to execute on the goals that you want, if you want to be able to reach all of the things that you have in front of you that you want to accomplish that you may think is out of reach, you need self-awareness. You need to know where your opportunities are. Because if you don't, you're going to be stuck forever. Now, I know that's a bold statement, but I mean it. Your brain controls everything. It controls your behaviors. It controls the way, of course, the way you think. It controls the way that you feel. And if you cannot control that, you will be stuck. You will not get what you want. You will not get what you deserve. So this topic is very important because you need to know these things. You need to know. Now, let's talk about the goals of this training. The goal of this training is to help you understand why you've been stuck, why you've been in this place for the past months, weeks, years, that you feel like you can't change your situation, that you feel like you can't do better, be better, whatever that may be for you. We're here to talk about why you've been stuck. We're here to help you. I'm here to help you identify why you've been feeling emotionally charged, why you've been feeling overwhelmed and having a lack of confidence, right? You may think the common misconception about mindset or being overwhelmed or lack of confidence is that no one will understand. Like, oh, I have my own, this is me talking to someone else. Nobody understands me. I don't know. Nobody's going to understand my life. Nobody's going to understand why I feel this way, or nobody's going to understand, why I can't do this. That is wrong. That's why there's professionals like me, because these are things that I work with every single day to help clients remove these things. I'm going to give you a couple of gems, a couple of reasons as to why you may be feeling this way. And I want you to be able to take this information and create the life that you want. I want you to take this information and do with it as you will. Do with it as you will. So I want to introduce you to the elevation mindset mastery technique. And essentially what this does is it helps you to strengthen your positive thinking patterns, improve self-esteem, and cultivate a growth mindset. It involves reframing negative thoughts, identifying strengths and potential, and embracing challenges as opportunities for development. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you take a picture and share it to your stories on Instagram and tag me at Jalen Evans, because this is going to change some things for you. This is going to give you a new perspective. And let's go ahead and dive right in. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. So before we get started, we're diving in, but let me tell you a little bit about me. I own and operate Elevate Your Future, which is an online mindset and mental health coaching business designed to help Black men elevate to the best version of themselves. Now, let me say this. If you are not a Black male watching this right now, this does not mean that I cannot help you. I've helped multiple clients of multiple ethnicities and multiple different backgrounds. Right now, the focus is on Black men because I want to help my people. I want to share my experience and talk about what I've experienced and also and other Black men that I've worked with as well. However, if you're watching this video and you're interested, that does not mean that I cannot support you because I know 100% that I can. So this is me, Elevate Your Future. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about me. That's me. This was about 2 years ago. I've always been a person that has been on a self-development, personal development journey. You know, I would say my biggest battle that I've been focused on overcoming has been weight. It has been social media, thinking about, what other people think about me and having a lack of confidence. Because when I grew up, and I want y'all to, relate to this story in a way that you can. When I grew up, it was very hard for me to feel confident because I grew up as a chubby kid. Now, if you're a chubby kid watching this or you're a skinny kid that, growing up, I'm talking about chubby, skinny, growing up, then you know that you had to deal with a lot of people that were, teasing, roasting you, whatever you want to call it, flaming you. And that taints your self-image growing up. So in short, what that did was it gave me this element of body dysmorphia. So what that means is that I felt that I was bigger, or let's just say, I felt that I was bigger than I actually was. In high school, I was as skinny as a stick. But the whole time in my mind, I thought that I was fat. I thought I was big. And what that did was, and this is the power of mindset, what this did was, even seeing as though that I thought that I was fat. I played basketball and I played a year of baseball. I had my Jordan year, right? Seeing as though I had these thoughts in my mind that I was fat, but entirely the whole time I was skinny, it transferred into the way that I thought about how I showed up in different areas of my life. I would be slow on the basketball court. I would be slow walking. I felt like I was breathing heavy, and I felt that I was working out in the middle of the summer in Georgia with 4 and 5 different hoodies on, all because I thought that I was fat. Whole time I wasn't. So going throughout life, this tainted my confidence because of the belief that I had. Same thing that may be going on with some of y'all, that you grew up with an experience or you have a past experience which leads to assumptions, and these assumptions are leading you to not take action in one area or another, right? But today, right, I mentioned I'm a certified coach. I've worked with over 750 clients. I have thousands and thousands of hours of coaching. And what I've learned is that just because you have a belief in your mind does not necessarily mean that you can't change it. So even though I had this belief of lack of confidence, lack of confidence, and I was, had this body dysmorphia, had these negative perceptions of myself, did not necessarily mean that I couldn't change it. If you're watching this video right now and you came from Instagram, you know that I put myself out there consistently. You know that I'm on a journey of self-development, personal development. At this point now in my life, I've created a 6-figure business. I've lost a lot of weight. I'm on a journey now. I'm always consistently putting myself in rooms, meeting people, networking with people, and even just creating this video. I would not have done this years ago if I did not implement this technique that I'm telling you all about today. So I'm living proof that these things work. And I honestly feel that it is my moral obligation to give this back to you all, because once you can master your mindset and tell yourself that you can really do it, you can accomplish whatever it is, regardless of what you experienced in your past as a child, within the last couple of years, think about what is endless for you. It's endless opportunities. But also think about what would happen if you don't. Where would I be right now if I did not make that change? That's when I think about that, that's a scary thought. That's a scary thought, because I've always struggled in life. I've seen my parents struggle. And if I did not learn how to master my mindset, I would not be able to do the things that I want today. I would not be in side note. I would not be in real estate. I would not have created this six-figure business that I've had since 2021, right? I'm just telling you all to think about your possibilities. Doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter what your experience is. If you can control your mind, you can control anything. Now, we wanted to share a couple of client success stories with you as well based upon this elevation mindset mastery technique. This is one of my clients. Now, I want to be transparent and say that these are not pictures of my clients because, one, confidentiality, and also I have permission to share this. However, I'm not going to share pictures of them. So this is a couple of my clients that I've worked with real time. Actually, you can look at my Instagram. I have a couple of testimonials posted there as well. And I would love to share more as we go along. But anyways, this is my client, JT. He struggled with heavy self-doubt, overthinking, and a lack of confidence, right? A lot of things that we all deal with, things that we all experience. And when he came through the program, he was even doubtful that the program would even work for him, that he could make change, that he can be better, that he could actually get rid of self-doubt and this lack of confidence. And through our work together, what we were able to do is, one, we removed that self-doubt. And, at the time, he was looking to get into graduate school. He was looking to do better. He was looking to get some more, get a different relationship because his past relationship didn't work out. I think his girl might have cheated on him or, just did some foul stuff, right? So we worked through that. We took our time. We worked through it. And after our work together, my client, JT, he was actually able to get accepted into graduate school. He was actually able to find a new partner in his life. I think he reached out to me not too long ago and said he finished with a 4.0, got a new job. He moved cities, and overall his confidence just improved tremendously. His self-doubt is no longer, because one of the things he was worried about was getting into school. He felt that he was behind, right? A lot of us feel that we're behind in life. And within our coaching, we were able to, just have him fix that belief that you're not behind. Like you're good. You're right where you need to be. And once we really dialed in on his skills, I'm going to show that with you later as well. Dialed into his skills, he was able to make the change and get results. My other client, Grant here, lack of confidence, very similar to JT. No self-belief, so he had doubt and also anxiety, right? Like he had anxiety and he had a lot of mindset pitfalls I'm going to explain and talk to you all here in a minute that was stopping him from starting his business. Now, when we came to work with me, he wanted to focus on that. Like, how can I get my business started? I feel like I can't do it. I don't feel like I'm good enough. And, a lot of the times, a lot of us don't feel that we're good enough. So what we were able to do with him was we really dove into his mental pitfalls. And through his mental pitfalls, we were able to identify that he was a person that mind read. And he was catastrophizing a lot, which I'll explain what those things mean. But once we were able to clear that mental pitfall up and get really clear on what his strengths were, using some world-class proven assessments, he was able to start his business. He actually started a real estate business. And in that business, he was able to begin grossing money and also putting on conferences for his business. And it's not even about the money aspect. It's just about the fact that he started and did something and made a difference within his business. Now, imagine if you could do that, right? Like, imagine if you were able to just start and begin to stay consistent, right? That is powerful, regardless of the money, regardless of the results that come in. So this is a 3-step method that we created. This is, again, the elevation mindset mastery technique. First step is creation of values, right? Like a lot of us may feel that you know what it is, but many people that I work with, they don't feel like they know their purpose. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing. They don't know what's important to them. So before we do anything, we're going to dive into your values, get clear on that, and figure out what that means for you. Then we're going to focus on identifying the mental pitfalls. There are 10 of them total. I'm going to share, I believe, 5 with you here today. So I'm already at about 20 minutes here. So I'm going to share 5 with you today. And 3, we're going to focus on removing the negative thoughts for good. So you don't have to experience feeling self-doubt or fear or lack of confidence or any of the things that may be holding you back at this moment. All right, elevation mindset mastery technique. I know we've dove into it a little bit here, but this is to create a new mindset that serves you in the life that you want to create. First, you must create a clear and specific vision for the way that you want to live your life. Second, you must identify the mental pitfalls that are in your way from achieving it. And lastly, you must be able to create the behaviors that are in alignment with the new version of yourself and maximize on the talents that you've been naturally using or given using proven assessments. This is the best and the only way to do that. And the reason I know that for a fact is that any other coaching program that you look at, any other coach that you find, they're going to focus on what can you improve on. But with me, we're going to focus on what are the mental blocks that are in your mind. But then once we figure that out and clear that up, we're going to dive into what your strengths are. Because some of you may be looking to make some more money, which who's not looking to make more money? Some of y'all are looking to make more money, get a raise at your job, find a new career, a lot of different things. And if you don't know what your skills are, then once again, you're going to be at a hindrance. Because you don't know what you may know what you're good at, but do you really know what your strength is? I'm talking about the strength that's so good for you that you don't even know what it may be. People may tell you all the time, like, damn, you're pretty good at that. But you may think that you're not that good. So what we're going to do outside of even just understanding the mental pitfall is to dive into what are your strengths. And nobody that you find anywhere is doing that right now. That is the big difference here. That's one of the big differences here. Now, let's talk about part 1 for a quick moment here is creating self-awareness. First step is we have to understand your thoughts. You have to learn to observe your thoughts without any type of judgment, right? And this is the first step because you need to understand what is in the way, right? Why are you thinking the way that you do? Why do you feel like you can't achieve? Why do you feel like you can't do? Or even if you're a person that is motivated, and you're a person that's already doing well, there's always more in the tank. So what aren't you thinking about right now? What aren't you aware of right now? Then we need to challenge the negative thoughts, right? So that's the mental pitfalls. I'll just say that for the next slide. And you want to understand how your brain processes, right? So with the mental pitfalls, I'll go ahead and go to the next slide here. With mental pitfalls, what this is it's the way that you think. It's the pattern that you think. It's the way that you think about yourself, other people, situations, work, everything. And you want to be able to identify and say, oh, that's a pitfall right there. So let me not even acknowledge that. And these are all based in research. And you can research some of these topics here if you'd like. If not, perfectly fine. Just take a listen. First things first is mind reading. Now, when I say first things first, I don't necessarily mean it's prioritized. It's just this is the first one on the list. Mind reading is when you are, and again, there are 10 of these total, right? So these are just quick 5 that you can take right now. Mind reading is when you think about what other people are thinking. Catastrophizing is thinking about the worst case scenario before it happens. All or nothing thinking, which if you're a black male, I honestly think this is probably maybe one of the top 3 that I find with my clients. All or nothing thinking is thinking that everything is either good or bad, meaning that you have to work out every day, and if you don't, then you fail. Then it's not good. Then you messed up, etc. Emotional reasoning is essentially saying that if you feel it, then it's true. Like if you feel that this is something that's supposed to happen to you, then it's absolutely true. And personalization is thinking that if something happened negative, it's your fault. It's plain and simple. So that's part 2. I will go into more detail about these. But again, if you have any specific questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Ask me a question. I can definitely answer that for you. Now, the last step here, and I'm just noticing that my circle has been in the way the entire time up there, but that's all right, is create and sustain the behaviors that you want. So this is the part this is the money maker, right? So after you identify the pitfalls, this is the money maker. So this is using a world-class assessment. So Energy Leadership Index, Leadership 360, Standout Debrief, DISC. If you want to look those up, you can. But I am certified in all of these things. And what this does is, again, it takes answers based upon your assessment answers, it's going to give you a assessment printout of, hey, this is you. This is what you're good at. This is where your opportunities are. This is where you could be better. This is where you could be, let's say you wanted it for work. This is where you could be a better leader. You wanted it for home. Okay, this is where you could be a better communicator. It gives you a breakdown report of who you are. And let me tell you, based off experience, these things are very accurate. You may think that, oh, I don't know if a computer system can help me, or they can tell me who I am. Like, no, like it's like that. And that's why they're world class. And you can look these up yourself and see that these are the real deal. Now, nobody else in the industry offers these types of assessments or this many assessments that's going to help you to be more clear and understanding of what your strengths are. Now, we could take, I like to recommend 1 to 2, but if you want to take all of these, we could take all of them and dive into each and every one of these and focus on how you could be better once we clear up the mental side of things. This only works once we clear up the things that are holding you back. Because once you clear the things that are holding you back, you want to be gone. You want to be like, let's take off. Let's make more money. Let's get another job. Let's take more vacations. Let's make more friends. Like whatever it is that you feel like you want to do, this is where that comes in right there. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say that if you've been watching this video for this long, that you are a person that wants change. You're a person that wants to be better. You're a person that wants more in life. You're a person that deserves more. You're a person that's tired of being in the situation that you're in right now, and you want to make change. You're probably tired of being overwhelmed. You're probably tired of feeling fearful. You're probably tired of not knowing what your purpose is. You're probably tired of not taking chances, taking risks, making money, getting relationships, feeling like you have purpose, and you want change now. So first and foremost, I want to congratulate you for, first of all, sticking around this long in the video, but also even just joining in and having the courage to think about what could be different for you. If you're like most successful people, then you're a person that likes to take action. You're a person that likes to say, okay, I think this can work for me. Let's do it. Let's go for it. I can't wait any longer, because the longer you wait, the more time that you're wasting on the back end, where you could be making or doing whatever you want at this point in time, because it starts now. Time goes by regardless. So if you're a successful person, then you know that taking action is a very key part of that. And the elevation mindset and mastery technique is the opportunity for you. This is the opportunity for you to be better. This is the opportunity for you to change that mindset, for you to forget everything that's happened in the past and create a new life, create a new destiny. You know that it's time. You know that the time is now. If you can recall, this technique not only tells you how to change your mindset and how to create alignment with where you want to go in your life, but it's going to tell you what are the strengths that you have that can propel you even further. What are the strengths that you have that you don't even recognize that you have them? It's not just all about the opportunities. It's about doubling down on the things that you do well already that you probably don't even know about. So if this person is you and you feel that this elevation mindset mastery technique can support you in where you're trying to go, you're looking for some accountability, a coach that truly understands, a coach that is proven, a coach that knows what to do, how to do it, then I would say go ahead and go down to the comment section or go down to the detail section and schedule you a call. And we could talk about how this elevation mindset mastery technique can be customized to where you are right now in your life and what you're experiencing. So if that's you, take a trip down to the comments or take a trip down to the about section and go ahead and book your session. Now, I do have a couple questions for you. Let's say, what if I could help you learn how to remove your negative thoughts and your self-sabotaging behavior forever? What if I could help you recognize the true skills and talents that you already have? What if I could promise you that the things you have been wanting can be yours? What if? I want you to really think about that. Like, what would that mean for you? What does that mean? I'll say, this is possible. I know it's possible. I've done it multiple times. I've helped people achieve their goals and purpose in so many different ways that I had to leave this as a blank canvas because it all wouldn't fit. And I mean that in a humble way. I shared a couple of testimonials with you all earlier in our training today here today, and I also have testimonials that I could share with you personally that I didn't want to necessarily put on a training in a call, or you can see my Instagram where I have some testimonials there as well. Now, the best part about everything that I've mentioned thus far is that, for one, I am so confident when I work with my clients that I offer a guarantee, right? So if people decide to work with me or my clients decide to work with me, I guarantee you that if you don't see any change in mindset or have any shifts in beliefs throughout the duration of our program, after the steps that I've outlined, after you implement everything we talked about, the assessments, the mindset pitfalls, everything, I will work with you for free until we progress towards your goal. And the reason I do this is because this makes your investment risk-free. You're guaranteed to get results when working with me. And this is going to be a win-win, because one thing I love to do is that, once clients come through and they work with me, you'll get your changed life forever, because mindset is a thing. Once you change it, it's changed. It's not like changing a flat where you change the flat and then it can go back flat. It's like, no, once you change your mindset, it's changed. It's gone. It's done. So once you make that change, you get the change, and I'm going to get an amazing testimonial from you because I deliver amazing results, and you're going to win because you're going to win in all other areas of life. And my final question for you is that, is this everything that you could have hoped for? Is this what you were looking for? Is this finally what you need to remove your negative thoughts and to get the things you desire? Are you ready to invest in yourself and your future? Are you ready to act without overthinking and live in purpose, make more money, create more relationships, or whatever else you're trying to do? I say these things because I know that those couple of items can shape within likely whatever you're trying to do. Are you ready for those things? Like, are you truly ready? Because I know that some of you all here on this training have been experiencing some things for too long, and it's time for change now. You can't wait any longer. Time is ticking. Now, if this is you and you answered yes to these questions, then I want you to book a call with me, and we're going to talk about how the elevation mindset technique will work for you and change your life forever. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. If you made it to the end of this training, first and foremost, you're different. You want change. The time is now, and you know it. Let's overcome and stop thinking about what could happen or what would go wrong, because we talked about it. You're catastrophizing, and you're letting your brain tell you that things wouldn't work. Let's book a call with me, and we could talk through everything. And if it doesn't work out for you, and I personally, if I don't see that there's a fit either, then the least we can do is just have a conversation, and I can give you some resources and sing you about your day. But again, overall, I appreciate you for attending this training, and I'm sure you got some type of value from this. Until next time, until the next training, logging off. Peace.